plenty of incidents to talk about, I think. Let's start with the double sending off. At the time, Pat, I felt nobody should have been sent off. You're about to prove me wrong. Let's start with Scott Brown.
Well, first of all, tough for the referees, but we'll go into that. Scott Brown goes in uncontrolled there. He's both feet going in at the same time. I think in any league, such as England, Europe, you pay for that with at least a yellow, but almost certainly a red.
We're going to go through each of these incidents that we see now pretty forensically, or as forensically as we can. In terms of Scott Brown, Michael, do you agree with Pat? Should he have walked?
I don't think it was a two-footed tackle. I think it was a, it was a hard, meaty tackle. I think Jackie McNamara's right that it should have been dealt with there. I think it was a foul. I think he was lucky not to get away with a yellow card, but I don't think that was a red card, no.
Did it happen also quickly, in a sense? Everything kicked off at that point.
It did after that point, and I think Jackie McNamara's right. If the referee had blown his whistle there, which I think should have been a foul, then, what happened after it wouldn't have.
Okay.
I think first of all, Scotty Brown will react to other people having a go at him, so he will get reaction back to him. But I have to say, if you come in behind people, it's the number one rule. You come in behind people, even if it's only one stud up, you take a chance. You seem to get away with it.
It wasn't just clumsy.
No, I don't think. No, Scott Brown plays in the edge. And he has to. That's a part of what he does.
That's what. Yeah, you take that away from him. He's a different
I
player.
agree completely.
I don't think it was from behind. I think the two guys were coming face on face, but it was definitely a foul. And it should have been a yellow card.
I'm not calling for Scott Brown to be red carded. I'm going to look at it back from in the past and get him into trouble. It's not that at all.
No.
But you need to watch out. See, when you go into other spheres, you play international football, and you play European football, you get done for that.
Okay. In terms of Nadir Chifchi's reaction to that tackle, then, Pat, should he have been sent off?
I'm really struggling to find an excuse for Nadir Chifchi. Look close at it. The stud's straight in Scott's face. Now, there's a wee argument to say he was looking away, but he knows where his studs are. Only he'll really know if he absolutely meant it, but I can't see any excuse for Chifchi there at all.
It's retaliation, isn't it, Michael?
Oh, I mean, there's no doubt that's a red card. That's a stonewall red card. He's caught Scott in the face, and later on in the game, you saw that Scott actually had the the stud mark at the back of his ear there. That's a red card. There's no question of it.
Okay, next up in this.
This is within seconds. Well, we've slowed it down there. And see if you miss it and you go like that and you're straight-legged, and I don't think you can argue with that in the slightest. I think that's the one that I think the officials got one right. And that's the one that they got right.
I think Michael's going to argue with you, Pat, isn't he?
Again?
I would disagree. I think that Van Dijk goes in there, he's not got any real momentum with his studs. I mean, it's from there, his leg's almost dangling and he gets caught with a good tackle, though, from Butcher. But it's his reaction after that where I think he could have got a red card for that, where he actually kicks out. The actual tackle itself, I don't think it was. I think he went in, his foot was dangling. He didn't go in with any force.
Okay. I think I've learned one thing for this already, which is really, really important. Happy to have a play against you.
Okay, let's talk about Callum Butcher, who, had an interesting afternoon.
I've got a slight bit of sympathy for him.
Again, is it retaliation?
Yes, it's retaliation, so it's a red card. That's the rules. But,
Is it enough of retaliation?
No, I don't think it is. Van Dijk's one here.
This is the angle,
Van Dijk, when he kicks out, that could have been a red card.
Keep an eye on, you have to look up, look, Niga's up there. Now, whether he does or doesn't catch them when he does that, that'll make you talk in a high voice for a wee while if you're not careful.
Yeah.
You can't do it, you can't react. That's the rules of the game. I kind of feel a bit of sympathy because he's not really trying to hurt him, but that's not the deal. I think the referees will tell you, we always shout for, we want one thing, we want the same rules for everybody all the time. Well, if you retaliate and react, you get a red.
But there's got to be some sort of discretion there because, this is a perfect example of, if you just throw a blanket ban over it, you're going to end up with, playing 8 versus 9. And nobody wants to see that. I don't think there was enough of Callum Butcher's reaction, for me, personally, for that to have been a red card.
What's the score at the moment? I'm 4 reds.
I'm possibly 1.
And it shows you how tough it is for the officials.
Paul Payton, how on earth did he end up with a red card, Pat?
I'm trying to find a reason for it. Keep an eye on him here. We've spotlighted him here. I think maybe the fact that he just didn't get involved at all and his manager might be annoyed with him. But this is simple, one thing, nothing more. Nothing got to do with a point, and you don't get a red card for that. It is mistaken identity. It cannot be anything else, surely.
And there's the assistant referee, Graham Chambers, leading away Callum Butcher. So you get the impression, Michael, that he knows who he's dealing with.
But but he never looks at him. And look, he's got yellow boots on. Payton's got red boots on. I mean, Butcher's the only player on the pitch who's got yellow boots on. But he never looks at him there. And then once you see later on where the two, the linesman and the referee are conferring, it's almost like he's looking for the player at that point. which is a good few minutes after the incident.
Yeah.
For me, it's absolutely unbelievable that the linesman could have got that one wrong.
Pat, are there any mitigating circumstances here for the officials? Graham Chambers is the assistant referee who seems to have been the person who gave the advice to referee Craig Thompson.
Well, mitigating circumstances for sending the wrong guy off, no, I'm afraid not. Look at the referee. He's trying to allow play on. He's trying to accept that you keep this game moving. So it's not really his fault. But it's the assistant referee. You're going to see him just come in at the bottom of the pitch in a second here. We'll highlight him just at the bottom here. And he sees it really quickly. And he's on the pitch. So well done. You see what's going on. You run over. You try to calm it down. And you feel as if you're getting everything right. You've basically just got the wrong man. You've made a horror of a mistake there. Sent the wrong guy off. Now, can I say, in the midst of all this, by the way, this is why the referee's not getting any stick just now. Nobody from me is going to see all those incidents in real time and get them all right. Nobody. Absolutely no chance. And nobody's at the right angle. So I can't blame the referee.
Should the fourth official be getting involved here, Michael?
No, listen, I think this all comes down to the fact that the assistant, the linesman there, is quite adamant. You see him, he's talking about number 6, number 5. And Craig Thompson's got to take the advice of his linesman there.
Yes.
You know, as Pat says, he can't see it all. You talk about the fourth official getting involved. There's no need, because the linesman's telling him definitively this is what's happened. So, you know, on this occasion, he's the one that's at fault.
A classic case where video evidence would play a massive part, but of course that's a non-starter.
Well, the only thing is, we've argued against that. I'm pro video evidence, but I'm saying possible 4 red cards. Michael's saying possible 1. So my argument is kind of ruined by that, because even we couldn't agree or come close to agreeing with it.
That incident was in the 9th minute. It really set the tone for this match. Hugely controversial incident with Aidan Connolly going in, down in the box. Michael, Ronnie Dyler there saying it was a dive. He wants the compliance officer to take a look at this. Was it a dive?
Yeah, it was. You know, I think that you know, Jackie McNamara spoke about thighs coming across each other.
I was going to ask you about the hand here. Look at the hand in the back.
There's not enough pressure there.
I agree completely. But has the referee seen that? I'm only trying. You and I agree. That's not a penalty.
It's not.
Right, it's not a penalty, and he's made the most of it to be as kind as he possibly can.
Yeah.
But in the end, the referees give it for a reason, and maybe he's saying that hanging up. But I can't back the referee anymore on that one. I think he got that one wrong.
At least we got one clear-cut refereeing decision, and that was in terms of the Celtic penalty, Pat, and no complaints from Dundee United over this, surely.
No, at all. We could try and make a complaint up here, say he didn't mean it, but if that ball's in the back of the net and his hand's up there, you're not going to complain. I don't really think the United players complain much either. And at this point in time, I actually thought the writing was completely on the wall. By the way, we haven't really mentioned much. What a great game it's been.
Fantastic.
Oh, unbelievable excitement.
Lots of action, lots of talking points, as you can see here, that you know, we've been endlessly talking about incident after incident. It was a real good spectacle.
Yeah, and Lee Griffiths, Michael, a player who's really come to the fore for Celtic, seems to score a lot of goals with his head all of a sudden, and almost seems to be getting a goal every game he plays for Celtic.
It's great movement as well. You look here, he peels off the defender. He's constantly looking for that ball in behind. What a ball he gets as well from Johansson. Once we get it on the other angle here, you see constantly on the half turn, wanting the ball in behind, playing on the last defender. That ball is inch perfect and in real composure. You look at this here, just guides it into the corner. That's the sign of a real top natural goal scorer.
Absolutely, and he certainly enjoyed it. Radoslav Czerniak, Pat, a player, a goalkeeper who we've criticised in recent weeks, recent months, after some mistakes. Today, he was a bit of a hero for Dundee United.
No, he played really, really well. And what he's going to be looking forward to now is facing Celtic time and time again. We've got all these games coming up now that Celtic have got against Dundee United, and it's a tough one for them.
It's gone from a triple header to a quadruple header, and how feisty an encounter it was today, Michael. Does that set the tone? Well, how will that define these matches to come?
Well, I mean, the cup final is going to have its own story to tell, and it'll be interesting. You know, I think the start of the game could well, you know, set the tone of what carries on, and if it gets a little bit feisty, then things could bubble over quickly. But I think, you know, the cup final, it's going to tell its own story. It's a huge, huge match for both clubs.
One last line.
Yeah.
Dundee United haven't got a big enough squad to sit all those matches against Celtic. Celtic are big favourites.
I wonder what the compliance officer is going to do tomorrow. In terms of the League Cup final, it is next weekend here on Sports Scene. Join us on